Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like.
In a house where teasing is a love language, Dad shouts, "Goat, bring dinner." And guess what? Mom serves up hay on a plate, but it gets juicier. He gives her a belt to hold in the sides. Classic. So? She slaps a note on his coat reading, "Help, I have an alcohol problem." They're practically sitcom stars, hilariously dysfunctional, yet completely in love. Who needs romance when you have insults and hay? Ever show up at a girl's house and get hit with 3 massive wardrobes? Yeah, me too, I ask. Why so many? She laughs and opens the first clothes. Second one, books. But wait for it, the third? An armchair. She sits there sometimes. What's next? A secret wardrobe club. Honestly, I can relate. Sometimes I hide in my wardrobe too. Is it just me? Or did I discover the new hangout spot? Who needs a living room?
Ever had a friend who takes forever to text? This girl was pouring her heart out about a breakup on the metro, deleting, typing some more for 4 stations. I was ready to offer relationship advice, but then she hit send on her grand masterpiece to say, "I want pizza." Talk about priorities. Forget the ex. Where's the pepperoni? Proof that heartbreak can be solved with cheese and sauce. That's the real happy ending.
Ever had a DIY disaster turn into a family crisis? So, my dad and I were hanging kitchen cabinets, right? To catch the dust, we stuck little envelopes in the holes. Fast forward, we celebrate our success with a beer. 2 days later, Mom bursts in, glares like I stole the cookies, and screams, "I never raised you to be foolish?" Confused. I'm like, "What?" She holds up the dust envelope saying, "Dad found drugs?" Turns out, our drug was just plaster dust. Dad is behind her, dying of laughter. Well, you could say we really nailed this project. So my grandma just pulled a crazy move. I woke up to find her note saying she's off to Australia with the neighbor. Like, is this normal? At 65, she's living her best life while I'm stuck binge-watching reality shows. The best part? She told us not to look for her. I'm over here thinking, who's the real adult? Surprise twist. Nothing says freedom like a grandma chasing sunset selfies on the beach. What's next? Skydiving. Ever had a passenger who takes fast to a whole new level? Meet my new favorite granny who buckles up and shouts, "Go full throttle, I'll pay double." So there I am, zipping through traffic, hoping she doesn't lose her dentures. Turns out she's racing to lunch at the pensioner's home. Who knew dinner rolls could make you such a speed demon? And guess what? She actually paid me double for the wild ride. So don't underestimate grannies. They've got places to be, and they don't like waiting for lunch. Ever have a date go so wrong you sprint for the door? This guy did, in a minibus. His girlfriend asks him if he remembers their anniversary. Spoiler, he doesn't. With a blank stare like a potato, he bolts the moment the door opens, and she's shouting, "Vadik, I still know where you live." Talk about commitment issues. Next time, guys, maybe just memorize the date or invest in a good getaway plan. An old tree, a ton of red ants in a sandbox? Talk about a kid's nightmare. So one guy cuts down the tree to save the little ones. Sounds heroic, right? But wait, an idiot from the building sues him. The twist? The guy he's suing works for the FSB. He ends up winning and investigates the sue-happy neighbor. Guess who gets arrested for possession of weed? That's right, the soothsayer. Who knew trying to save kids would land a druggie in jail? Talk about a plot twist. Ever wanted to fly? At 5, I thought I could. Rain, wind, and my dad's umbrella became the ultimate flight ticket. Picture this. I'm holding the umbrella, feeling like a superhero when bam, a gust hits. I'm soaring, but wait, Dad's got my legs locked like a safety harness. No intergalactic adventures for me. Just a speedy descent back to Earth. Lesson learned. Never trust an umbrella in a windstorm or your dad. Spoiler alert. The umbrella didn't even get a thank you. So my blind friend says, "Jora, don't wheeze." And I think, what's wrong with this guy? Fast forward 48 hours, and I'm laid up with pneumonia. Then, we're strolling by a construction site, and he suddenly stops me. I'm thinking, great timing. But wait, boom, a brick falls right where we would have been. He casually says, "I'm rested, let's go." I'm like, who needs horror movies when you've got a buddy with mystical powers out here dodging bricks? Like, Neo? I'm convinced he's a superhero. or a brick hunting wizard.
So, picture this. I spot a guy crossing the street illegally and bam, he gets hit by a car. I rush over, totally freaked out, ready to call an ambulance when he whispers, "If you're the last thing I see, this is the best ever." Cue me crying like a waterfall, trying to dial but blinded by tears. Just when I'm about to lose it, he cracks a smile and asks, "Wanna go to the movies?" Turns out he's been crushing on me from the building next door, and he's a stuntman who staged the whole scene. And guess what? We've been together for 3 years. Talk about a dramatic first date.
Ever fallen asleep on the subway and woke up to a cute girl smiling at you? That's what happened to me after a crazy double shift as a bartender. I was so out cold that she had to gently sit me down and then stood there watching me snooze. Super sweet, right? The catch? I was too groggy to ask for her number. Now I ride the subway praying we cross paths again. Talk about a romantic comedy waiting to happen. Is this how love stories start? Next stop. Awkward encounters. So, my son got called to the principal's office again. This time, it wasn't for a prank. His teacher wanted him to explain a math formula, but my kid, he told them the formula for happiness. When asked about it, he said teachers just don't get happiness these days. I mean, isn't that the real education crisis? Forget math tests. We need a class on joy. Maybe we should all show up with our own formulas next time. Like pizza naps, total bliss.
So my husband was busy in the car when a woman was. You know, suddenly bam, he hits the brakes, and she bites off a piece of his manly pride. I rush to the hospital, and instead of being mad, I'm trying not to laugh. Karma hit him right where it hurts. Folks, imagine the doctor's face when he had to explain that one. Who knew infidelity could lead to such a biting twist? Yeah, that's what you get for being a cheater.
Ever asked the police for directions and ended up in a literary debate? Well, he did. I was lost. Kindly asked for help, and boom! Suddenly, it turned into a book club meeting. One officer loves Huxley's Brave New World. The other couldn't resist joining in. Picture this. Me, 2 cops, and a deep dive into dystopia. 14 minutes later, I'm not just finding my way. I'm getting the inside scoop on world literature. Who knew cops could be this fun? Next time, I'll ask about Shakespeare. Ever believed in pots of gold at the end of rainbows? Well, I didn't. Until I discovered one right in my own room. At 23, I decided to hunt for treasure under my new wallpaper. And guess what? A mysterious board was hiding my jackpot. It took a pry bar and a little elbow grease, but now I'm eyeing a pot the size of a beer cup with shiny gold bling. Who knew? Rainbow legends aren't just for kids. I'm rich. Well, as rich as you can be with a mini treasure. Ever dated a guy who seemed a bit prehistoric? So, I thought my boyfriend was just a sweet gentleman until he started doing things that screamed mammoth. I mean, he held my jacket, opened doors, and it even carried me over a puddle like I was a fragile piece of art. My grandma never held me this delicately. And then, it hit me. My boyfriend's not just a romantic, he's a full-on mammoth. Who knew love could be this hairy?
Ever bought a broom from a sweet old man? Well, I did. This grandpa was selling brooms in the subway, and his sign read, "Price at your kindness." I felt so bad I doubled back. When I handed him some cash, his face lit up like a kid with candy. But now I'm left with a broom. I didn't want a broom. What am I supposed to do with it? Sweep my apartment? Or start a bizarre broom collection? Sometimes, kindness has its unexpected baggage.
Ever wondered why people cheat and brag about it? Picture this. You've got a partner at home, but you're out there playing the field like it's a game of dodgeball. Meanwhile, your unsuspecting spouse is baking cookies, probably imagining a happy future. But guess what? They might find someone who actually values them. So why not just stay single and let everyone be happy? Cheating is the fast track to heartache, and nobody wants a love story that reads like a soap opera. Right? Let's just keep it real. Ever designed a business card only to realize you went full cray-cray? Picture this. I spent 4 hours crafting the most ludicrous cards ever. Prehistoric lunatics from Ward 6, yep. That's me. Gave them out like candy. Then found out my boss had one. Talk about workplace wisdom. And my partner was laughing, asking me about mismatched socks. Now I cherish the last two. They're my lucky talismans, discounts or free cash. Who knew lunacy paid off?